Good morning, March 31st, Tuesday, Chapter 4, starting. Chemical energy and ATP. We need carbohydrates for energy. We oxidize or burn glucose to make ATP, adenosine triphosphate molecules. Our cells use ATP to carry out all of their functions! Exclamation point. Wow, bet you did not know this. Energy is transferred from the sun to plants who photosynthesize to make glucose sugar. Carbohydrates from plants are then consumed and converted into ATP in a process called cellular respiration. More on that later in Chapter 4. Sun goes into plants. The plants take the sun's energy and make glucose. Magical. So there's an ATP molecule at the top, tri, because there's 3 phosphates. 1, 2, 3. And then that last bond there is what has the energy. Break that bond off and you get adenosine diphosphate. That's a low energy molecule. This is a high energy molecule. Now, ATP is broken down to release energy for cells. Our mitochondria transfer energy from carbohydrates into ATP molecules. The energy gets released as the ATP is broken down. Then more energy has to be put in to form that bond between that 3rd and 2nd phosphate to build it back up to ATP. Releasing energy, adding energy. Please read these 2 over. This is a cycle. Which macromolecule has the most energy? Is it carbohydrate, lipid, or protein? Well, we learned it is obviously a lipid. For example, 1-triglyceride lipid breaks down to make 146 molecules of ATP. 1 glucose molecule breaks down to make approximately 32. So you can see the yield is much greater for fat. Fat stores a lot of energy, 9 calories per gram. Which I think this says milligram. That might be wrong. I think the book has an error. Let's see. Milligrams. No, grams. 9 calories per gram, not milligram. Somebody check that and get back to me. So this is an ATP molecule. You can see this is where the energy is in that last bond. When that bond's broken, the energy gets released. Here's the fancy version, just in case you want to see all the oxygens and phosphates. See the phosphorus in the center. It's called a phosphate group. And then here's your adenine, and here's your ribose sugar. Adenosine triphosphate. So I sent you a link, Ricochet Science. Then I sent you the reinforcement. That's going to count as a participation grade. That's your homework. And then just keep looking this over and trying to understand the concept, because from this point on, it's going to get really complex. This is going to be the hardest chapter we have to do, and it'll be extra challenging because I'm not sitting in front of you. We're going to do our best.